all black. Didn't I fix that? Apparently I did, I just didn't notice. Nor did OBS. Anyway, takes a little bit to set this one up again, not least of which because Twitch auto-files it under the wrong category. Apparently there's Chasm, this game, and then a different Chasm that it defaults to even though I clearly selected this one in the first place. But that's neither here nor there. We have a new zone to explore. I need to remember what the keys are. Pay no attention to the screen randomly fading out. That is a matter of me allowing the window to lose focus as I fiddle with my settings. So we have our merry little catacombs. I hate that that's how fast the map scrolls. That was so slow. Areas that are still closed to us because we can't fly or double jump or something. The mines, also a matter of that, but also we can't slide yet. I'm guessing. The gardens, which we can go nowhere in. I don't even know what we're missing here, but it's not reachable by us. There's also some kind of wacky key door here that I couldn't get into. And we've just begun to access the keep. So that is where we're going. We have a brand new mystery zone with, look at it, well, only one access point open, and only 4 access points in the whole zone. So hopefully it's as not big as is implied by the limited number of portals. We'll also apparently chop ghosts, because that makes sense. But we don't ask these kinds of questions. Oh no, my money. Now it occurs to me that there's a little stunt I've been doing here, pretty much since the beginning, that I have never bothered to explain. And that is the fact that I jump practically every attack. It would make sense in Minecraft. This is a suspiciously large painting. Queen Trell. Wasn't King Trell the despot? Yes, I always jump to attack, and the reason for that is if I jump and attack, then I can attack while in motion, and change my motion as I see fit, so I can land the blow wherever I want. But if I begin an attack on the ground, I instantly stop dead, and I'm completely unable to move for the entire attack animation. So the jump attacks allow me to advance while attacking, and even retreat mid-attack. Oh. Well, this right here tells me that I'm about to find that slide power, whatever it is. Because there's no way back and no way forward. loyally served King Trell ever since he was a child, but must face the fact that he's no longer the man I once knew. I came here with this caravan in the hope I could reverse the madness that has overtaken him, but I fear he is beyond redemption. Why did the king choose to rebuild his castle here? It must be connected to the cursed catacombs that lie beneath us. The answers I seek must be hidden somewhere in the labyrinthine tunnels which snake through these mountains. I pray for the Watchers to illuminate my path in these dark times. So we're seeing a bit of a parallel here. Yesterday we discovered that the ancient tribesmen were called down here by their leader, their shaman, because their shaman became influenced by Ulak. King Trell, the more modern leader, is also evidently under Ulak's influence. And there's our slide power, down and jump with shin guards. I knew it had to exist somewhere. Where does this go? Just back? Well, not just back, but mostly. What? Oh, wind. What? Okay, so there's nowhere to go but back. And use our new shin guards in the earlier areas that have demanded them. And I couldn't go up on the left here because one-way gate. Was there anything... Okay, so this was a save point, I think. No, this was the path. The path to the fast travel area. Which is where I want to be, since there's no going forward just yet. Alright then, mines. Mines, and we now have sliding shin guards. So... far left so we can get here. That was a sliding area. Do we want up left or down left? I don't know. Shouldn't be too hard to check. Got it. Left of here is the dark room. Can't go in there. It's just too dark. Ooh. We now smash the spearmen and the slimes outright. Let's hear it for gaining raw physical power. Just say no to bats. Missed. That's fine though. I don't really need him dead. Scoot through here. All for the... oh! Well, that's the forging hammer for the blacksmith. Not what I expected to find. But certainly a worthwhile treasure. How did the monsters get it back there? so that red square is a save point, and this dot is... I couldn't jump far enough. I think I need to go here now. The bottom of this first shaft, so that would be the upper right travel point. It would be faster to backtrack to fast travel cave to get there. Ow. It got me. Pot pie from a slime? I don't know if I'd trust that so much. Actually, playing through Chasm again has given me an idea for what to play next. Yep, this is where I want to be. And down we go. For the first time, I didn't duck first, trying to press down to trigger the elevator. Well, this looks scarier than it is. That sneeze was the scariest part. Can't keep your eyes open during a sneeze. Whoa! These guys are very different. And a bit stronger. Jade ring. That any good? That's a lot of luck. But I'd lose some things in the process. This is the same losses. 29, 5, 13, 14. 28, 5, 12. I think I can lose that. Because having such a significant luck up. What are you? He really hurts. Yeah, if there were ever a time to start eating some food, it is now. Here, catch. Have another. I have plenty. Go ahead, keep standing there. I have all the fire you could possibly want. Let's just go ahead and not find out how much damage these smashers deal. Because traditionally, from other game media, they would be instantly fatal. Oop. Spooky purple slime. Giant bat. Which takes 2 hits. I am very concerned about the slowness of my weapon, with these monsters being so chunky. I will burn you. Fire is not my best weapon. But I will happily stay out of your reach because you are frightening. Ow. I'll burn you too if you let me. No, don't fall in the smoke. Luck scroll. We've come all this way for heart ring. Heart ring increases max HP by 25. Thanks, but no thanks. I consider this a wasted trip. Because now I have to make it back. Mostly through this guy. And I'm out of mana. Nope. Don't jump over it when it's about to fire. Our mana situation is now not the greatest. Hopefully there's a save room somewhere vaguely nearby. Nope, just another chest. Okay, I'll take HP max and consequently a full heal. Oh, no, no, wait, that deals even more damage now. Stop slipping in the death smoke. Well, so much for that full heal. Oh, that's not good. Okay, perfect. Follow the smashers through. You can go ahead and spew your nasty particles and blow you. Uh-oh. This is more concerning. Because I can't hit him down there. Run! What is it? Oh! I'm beginning to see the item collection chain. We've come all this way, now we have a lantern. So now we can illuminate the dark room. And I really don't want to try and go back through all of this nonsense. So, home we go. The fast way. While we're here, I got your hammer. Oh, it's an actual crafting system. What are any of these? Cutlass and pernac, 5 iron each. The pernac is going to be like the war club, I think. That's basically what it looks like. Plus 2 damage up from the claymore. Cutlass. Bit of a damage hit. But honestly, if it cuts faster, it'll be good. We'll go ahead and make it. I might be able to buy 2 more iron. to also make the Pernack, just to make sure. What you got for iron? It's 50? Easy. I'll just buy 2 iron. Craft the Pernack as well. Whatever a Pernack is. I don't know. Honestly, the chainmail here might be a good pick as well. It makes my magic attack even less. But we're starting to hurt not having enough defense. So there's 4 more points of defense. And for broadsword, we will check out this cutlass, or this Pernack. It is exactly what I thought it was. The slow war club style swing. It's not as slow as the broadsword. It doesn't have nearly the coverage of the broadsword. So it's simply not as good a weapon. Cutlass then. Nice quick sword swing. I can work with this. And we are too broke to get anything from the magic shop. So I think it's time to just dive right back on it. Hit the save, go over here to where it was dark. There was a lever here this entire time, but there was never a prompt to pull it because it was too dark to know. Bird hat? Excuse me. Why does it say it's a level 1 bird hat? Featuring an orange feather. What? What? And now I have a bird. There are some things which demand explaining that the game is not going to bother offering an explanation for. Well, I have a bird hat, or rather, a hat with a feather in it. I'm wondering if this has anything to do with the feather prompt we were given. Back near... Is this the place? Yes. Back near the vault in the bad idea zone. How's things coming here? He just says keep going. Well, at least he's fine in the deadly catacombs. I just found some enchanted brass knuckles. Interesting. Slightly less interesting is that the bird attacks my enemies. I mean, 8 free damage occasionally is something. Okay, this has nothing to do with the bird hat. So why then was the... I mean, I had to get the slide so I could get the lantern, so I could get the bird hat. And the bird hat seems, despite being the deepest of this, is apparently the least important. Maybe there was something dark in the garden, and that's why I couldn't progress in the garden. Because I certainly can go no further in the keep yet. Ah, I can use my slide here. And now there's stairs. Dresden? Basden. Oh, you got here quick. That's the question you want to ask. Why there's green stuff in a weird magical underground. Yeah, we have more important questions to answer. Tally-ho! Alright, Sir Hammerlock. Alright. Nothing we can do about that without some form of wall jump. And down here is the key. The locked door, mysterious artifact, something thing. I don't know. We're going this way now. As my mystical hat bird tries to keep up. Oh boy. Temporary platforms. Extremely angry mushroom bombers. With lots of health. But it's fine. My weapon is fast. And we now have garden fast travel. Which only has 3 access caves, even smaller than the keep. Oh, that's not fun. You don't get to be on the vine. Okay, this is a little annoying. Get off my vine. Get off my vine. I need that. That's a weird looking monster plant. As long as it doesn't like snap forward and bite, I should be fine. Yeah, it just spits. Not worried about a spitting snapdragon flower thing. There's some old school. I know how to do these. Because I read a Nintendo Power years ago about a Game Boy Addams Family game. And that told me that when making jumps of this nature, stay near the bottom of the vine so you have the most clearance. I'm sure any other bonehead could have figured that out on its own, but I read it in a book during my formative years, and it has stuck with me ever since. Hi. That's deadly. We have angry fairies that are hurling magic balls at us. and can go through walls. And throw whatever those are. Hi. What do you do? Mysterious plant, you whip. Exactly what I was worried the snapdragons might do. Enemies making enemies now. Missed him completely with the axe. Oh boy. Back! I zigged when I should have zagged and dodged directly into the bullet. Let's just leave her alone. We have more wall crawlers. Whatever that is. I'm starting to get very concerned about the state of my health, so a save point would be amazing. Or at least an easy way forward that doesn't challenge me too much. Oh, silver! I was about to laugh because that was iron, but it wasn't iron at all. This looks pointy. And like I'm not going to be able to get back up. Oh! Well, I fell down here by mistake. And there's a save point. So, 2 happy accidents. Now we can I don't know what that is on the left side of the screen, but I was about to say we can carry on with confidence. And I have never been proven so wrong so quickly. Okay. Very few slow and predictable attacks. Not a problem. Big opening for us to slap the crap out of it. What are you? A feral skeleton. Or something. Again, why can't I have a lunge? I just guessed at the timing on that. Oh. Oh god, fire-breathing horn toad. The monsters here are getting ever more ridiculous. Is this? It is another. Alright, let's take advantage of this. Cut back to the mines. Save, heal, and then we'll return. You don't just look a gift checkpoint in the face. No, my money. That's another floating worm thing. So let's see what other paths we have to explore without dealing with mysterious and unknown new enemies. Well, there's a book here. And an angry crow. Shortly after the king changed, I found a black feather in his chamber, which radiated a strange dark energy. When we first arrived, I felt the same darkness coming from the caves. The deeper I explore, the stronger this dark energy becomes. We must be getting close to the source of the evil which possessed the king. Only the light of the Watchers can keep this darkness at bay, so I've recruited some of the stoneworkers to aid me in constructing shrines as we explore. I hope that our efforts help in some small way to stop the dark forces at work in this place. So I see a stone foot. And that would suggest that a second stone foot should be right here, since we have the big toe on this side. But all we have of that ancient statue is the foot. What a strange statue. I'm going over here. To collect treasures. Oh, I missed. Come on, platforms. I've been doing this for years in Mega Man. You can't fool me. Pretty waterfalls. Also, teeth. So that can't be good. Can't read it. At least it's marked on the map now. Okay. Spin the mystery wheel. Running water. Running water in the jungly wungly. What has that accomplished? And I can't turn it off, so I hope whatever that was, it was a good idea. Luck Shrine. Murder everything for money. Well, everything within reach anyway. Which, so far, is nothing. But it could be whatever this flying worm is. Whoop. Oh, it makes a little chewing noise as it goes. Ow. Ah. Ah. So it's a seeker enemy. Flying and homing and nasty. That was all for Bronze Helm. Didn't I just get a new helmet? I did. The bird hat. The Bronze Helm is marginally better defensively. I'd be better off with the Luck Helmet if I wanted to switch off the bird hat. The only reason I'm staying on the bird hat is because it says level 1. And I'm wondering if the bird hat itself can gain experience or something. Okay, where to go now? I think we duck out. very ow. We're having trouble now. This luck buff is not really doing us any... Ow! Well. Fortunately, we don't have very much to retread. We had just found this area in save point. Wait. What's up? Oh. We're in the fast travel area. And here's the room we died in. Or the room identical to the room we died in. Stupid erratic mushroom. Oh, this means the bronze helm we find might be enchanted? Maybe? If it's even still a bronze helm, it could be random loot. Already read that page? Oh, can't reach that from here. Ah, why could I not grab that ledge? I am going to burn completely through my luck buff without taking out a single enemy. And I will have no one to blame for it but myself. Ah! This was so easy the first time. Two diamonds. A little different from what was in there the first time. More valuable, I think. Now we discover the herbal durable durable sign and toothy door. Turn this handle again for mysterious and unknown reasons. Still have no idea why we did that. Our luck buff is indeed gone, and that shrine is spent. I'm still going to take a hit from those thorns up there, because I cannot... Oh, apparently I can jump precisely enough to avoid them. bronze helm, still not enchanted. And now we backtrack again through the room that killed us last time. I hate this mushroom. Like, a lot. If I dodge the barrage and hit it, then it moves into me because I can't stun lock it. If I wait for it to move, then it barrages again. I have not dodged it anyway. But whatever. We can save and heal. Having uncovered new ground, but ultimately discovered very little. There are yet other regions that remain undiscovered here in Gardens. Get him, bird. What is the bird using for attack damage? It must be considered magic. Experiment. If I put this back on, and maybe silver ring to increase my magic damage? I mean, losing defense down to 4 is terrible, but I just want to know if the bird does more damage, like this. Get him, bird. Nope, still 8. Lesson learned. Bird is its own thing, unrelated to my magic damage score. Sure are finding lots of silver, though. That could be nice back at the smith. Maybe. I didn't really take a look at his silver-based wares. Mushroom. Okay, that's the secret. To hit him while he's charging up for his blast attack. Oh! But then we're completely surrounded by it. This jungle sure does present a lot of terrible and unique problems. That all have very high damage values. Alright, mysterious flying munchy worms. Ow. They sure have sharp turning radii when they want to. But only when they want to, and unpredictably. Okay, you are easy. Or you're supposed to be, because you're not supposed to do an attack without quick dashing. Okay, a timely level for a full heal. has found us another luck ring. Back. Could be a good accessory to wear anywhere else. But right now I need the stats of whatever my other equipped item is. This is a suspiciously small one. Aha! I thought it was suspicious. What the heck is that? It looks like some kind of demon sloth. And to be honest, I did kind of expect it to have some form of rolling motion. I did not expect it to be able to defend against magic attacks. That is just weird. But we fought the weird bouncy thing for a fox mask? I'm sorry, explain the fox mask? It's an ancient wooden mask, carved to look like a fox. Gives a point of magic attack, a point of intel, and a point of luck, and I lose a little con. It doesn't give me a fox. Why would I assume that? Well, bird hat. Okay, so he bounces an arbitrary number of times. I thought he had patterns that I could learn and predict. Nope, he just does whatever he wants. Another suspiciously small hot room. No secrets in these walls, though. And MP+. Pretty good find for a secret zone. I think that's what was in the last secret zone too. Back in the catacombs. Well, that's everything for the hidden area. Now we go up here and face another dread fairy nonsense monster. Get him, bird. Jellyfish. Kind of a fast jellyfish. That of course floats through walls, why not? Wait, Baston. How did you get here? The Dory Info Trove. Continue examining mysteries. Something something shadow gem. I fear the monsters that attacked Carthus may only be the first wave of a greater invasion. Lodori believed that the Age of Darkness would befall our world, and he wrote at great length about the coming of Ulak's army, which is made up of vile and dangerous beings from every world that Ulak has conquered. Could the temple be the source of these monsters? Be a good place to start looking, but first we must find it. And that looks like every slot for Basden's notes. So we will have no more Basden writings. Come on, bird. Get the kill. Get the kill, bird. No? Save point. Suspicious. What are you? High potion recipe. Right, more recipes, and I cannot make that flying long jump. That's just not gonna happen. Ow. Out of my way. You stupid Zebzian hedgehog. Okay, if the bird hadn't stunned it for a brief moment, that jump would have been fine. And here we see the final quick travel point. The final cave shortcut. I should probably call them shortcuts, but I never will. It's just not part of my gaming vocabulary. Hello. Can I do better in this direction? Oh. These look like... This looks rather like the reason I turned that giant... I can't go down, though. I would very much like to be able to go down and get in that area down below. But I think turning the first valve has cut that off from me. It's now apparent that we need a second valve. Let him strike. Hey! Is that my level or the bird's? Because it looked like the bird got the kill. Bird is now level 4. I was right. It now does 12 damage. Did its granted stats increase? I can't tell. Actually, they did, because the chain hood used to be worth more defense than the bird had. So, let's see how we can manipulate the bird into getting more last hits. It attacks very rarely and on its own sweet schedule. Which I would love to be able to encourage. Come on, bird, take a swing. There we go. Bird is now level 5. We're gonna get this bird to a point. A point where it is well and truly terrifying. Or I'm going to die. One of the two. Okay, we can take this guy. He's easy. Come on, bird, do your stuff. He's easy to dodge, and should be worth lots of XP. Hit him. The worst case here would be if he keeps dodging forwards and gives us no room to avoid. I mean, I could kill him easily. I just want the bird to get it. There we go. More levels for the bird. And we found a villager. Who are you? Ethel. She runs the tavern. Most days I feel like I'm running the town, too. Typical of a tavern keep. Speaking of something to eat, I should probably snag some lesser food items, just to tide us over for the exit. Okay, so 8 swings is too much. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we hang out until the bird finishes the job. And I can keep doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do it, bird. Ow. And this guy is worth quite a lot of XP for the bird. So it's worth the attempt. I just need to make sure I don't die in the process. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And get him, bird. How's the bird hat doing now? Well, its stats look the same. but the bird is level 12. And did the bird just do more damage than me? I thought I saw a 29 in there. Nope, it was a 23. I think that's enough bird farming for now. Oh! So I'm not... I can get up here. That looks terrible. What's this way? Wow, look who it is. Let's spin the wheel of fate and see what happens. We'll give it, oh, a nice high power. Over half, but not quite full. What do we got? What's our fate? What's happening? A high potion. Certainly not the best thing I could have gotten out of the wheel, but better a positive than a negative. And now it's time to try swinging. Ow, ow, no, land up, no, that was awful. And I have to do it again. At least I made the landing this time. Boing. Oh, so this is a chess challenge room. Yeah. These platforms are on a somewhat different timer. They're all on their own timers. And then there's that bug. No matter, we want it. Curved knife. Curved knife is 30 damage. Brass knuckles. Let's look at the knife. Very fast, very short range. I don't think I can handle the short range. Makes it an extremely high-risk weapon. If I don't like the range on the knife, the enchanted knuckles are going to be even worse. Yeah, that's more range than the knife. Because it's a thrust, not a slash. But about half the range of a sword. They are simply not up to par. We pull out the great big thwacking mace. You feel protected. That's probably the best shrine I could have found right now at low health. The Flesh Slasher. That's basically everything down here, isn't it? I mean, a more generic enemy name you'd be hard-pressed to find. Aside from maybe zombie. Yeah. Do I have to go down? Well, I can't go up, so yes. Where could this go? Oh boy, this is a zone transfer. What? What? I have just returned to the catacombs? Well, this gives me the opportunity to rush through an easier area. Get back to fast travel. And get back to a save point. But this is simply not where I want to be. I mean, then again, maybe it is. Because now I can go up and check in with Ethel and see exactly what item she has abandoned down here in the mines. Hey boss, found Ethel. Heart and soul of the town. The real mayor, apparently. Found Felix Farron's body and his watch. This is 100th anniversary, 121st of the Lumina 772. I'm sure this date will be important at some point. Only missing 4 names. Princess, Rupert, Jinx, and Cade. Oh, and Grant. Make that 5. Alright, Ethel. What do you need? What are you missing? I assumed as much. Ingredients. Oh, is this why I found the flower way back? Oh. Well, I have 1 bag. And you sell, honestly, pretty cheap food. That is not worth a lot of health. Carrot, 18 HP, pot pie, 18 HP. These are the same value to me, but 5 gold apart. Why? Bread, 20 HP. I could just live on carrots. As for you, I found the high potion recipe. That's pricey. But it heals 200, which is honestly quite a bit more than I need. Can we do anything with this silver? I can make a helmet. A decent helmet, but, you know, bird hat. Maybe holding out for the silver sword is better. I only need 1 more bar. And she still needs a book of incantations, which I haven't found. And we are mostly broke, but honestly, at this rate, maybe Magic Shield will do something for us. Since the magic attacks kind of don't. This is not even close to what I assumed it would be. It doesn't even look defensive. Oh well. Back to the catacombs. So we can go back to the gardens. From the catacombs, west entrance. I can't get there from here. I have to go around the whole way. Pointy, pointy, pointy jump. Get him, bird. Get him. I can't reach him down there. Bird him up. There you go. We're training up this bird. I don't know who got the kill there. I think it was me. Now we're back in this secret section of the garden and can go up. That is a punishing jump. I don't think I can make that. We can, just barely. And for an MP max, definitely worth it. That's an interesting chest. Probably need a wall jump to get there. Ha! Most of the boom shook. Oh, that looks deadly. What are we gonna do about this? Be the size of a continent. Well, probably leverage our very high health and make assumptions about how it moves. It sure is. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. There it goes. The beefy joke was beneath me. Beneath me. Okay, all that for the other valve. With the valves handled. I guess if I go to catacombs and then to fast travel, I can go to this orange chamber, which will be the fastest way to get here. Certainly the safest way to get there. Because catacombs is a much weaker area than gardens. It's strange how little impact the lantern has had on, frankly, anything. I mean, it got me Bird Hat, which is going to be a devastating scaling ally. But other than that, it hasn't done much. Alright, both valves are turned. We can get here now. But the area below us is still completely off limits. You look like the flesh thing, but you have a giant hand. I suspected you would use that giant hand. This guy is back. He's not that hard, as long as you can focus on him. We have Giant Hand the Second. Flower bag number 2. Go away, bee. It's too fast. And the last silver ingot I need for the silver sword. I'm being outranged by a toad. This looks like a chest challenge room. It was not. It's a path. Containing a, I don't know, a bounce monkey. I don't have this one's name yet. Honestly, the bee here is more threatening than the bounce monkey. I think Bird might be able to kill him soon. Hey! You can't charge up facing one direction and fire in the other direction. That's not how this works. Oh, for crying out loud. We failed the seemingly endless gauntlet. Well, back to it. Not much was lost except actual progress. There's nothing I have to backtrack or redo. I just have to press forward and do better. Which, first of all, is going to involve equipping the cutlass rather than the permac. Because I'm going to need this weapon speed. There we go. We're now much nimbler. Okay, so I can hit those things 5 times before I need to give it to the bird. And those things 3. The bees just need to die. Because they are 2. Is that another fox mask? This thing is too small and fast for me to hit very well. I'm going to leave it alone. Alright. Going left here looked like something it wasn't. So maybe there is something down here that's more save point shaped. So far, no. Just full of bees being annoying over dangerous goop. We have bronze armor, which might be worth something. Yeah, sure. 2 points of defense and no other adjustments. Literally no downside, just a straight upgrade. Frog. We meet again. Oh. Were you here? No, I didn't go this way before. Cade, he's on the list. That is not the 3rd flower bag. Ow. I gotta blame the bird on that one. The bird halted the bee's momentum, and I landed on the bee as a result. The bee is now dead. You can have knives. Never mind, I'm leaving. Alright, that's 3 hits. Bird should be able to finish it. Yeah. Ooh. I was beginning to be concerned about my health, but hey, a free full heal. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get him, bird. Get him, bird. Finish him off. There you go. Ow. I guess you get 4 hits on him. One, 2, ow. 3, 4, 5. Get him, bird. It's all yours. Bingo. 4 strikes, including a crit, so that's more like 5 strikes. Get him, bird. Have I reached max level on Bird Hat? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Here's the one that killed me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ow. Double ow. 5. Ow. Triple ow. Just making all the mistakes. No wonder this one killed me. Another level for the bird? Stupid pyro frog. That's what I'm gonna do. Bait it into breathing and then hit it from behind. Boing! What is that? Oh, we have a boss room. Which makes this a save point. Because these, at least, are placed in accordance with good game design. So what are we going to do for the boss? Probably have Boomerang at the ready. Bird is going to be fine. And my speedy sword so I can dodge? I think so. What do we got? Uh-oh. We have an Olmec head. That's what we have. Complete with hands, and what is going on? I knew it was going to stop, and there was nothing I could do about it. There is less than nothing I can do about any of this. He's just belting out the big hits one after another. You know what? Summon Scroll. I'll never use this at any other time. What does it summon? An archer that can't aim up. And I immediately take multiple unavoidable hits. You know what? It is time for Shuriken, because Shuriken attacks at that angle. It deals a whole 7 damage, so not very impressive. What? It's just a solid wall of projectiles. There are no gaps in these Danmaku patterns. All I can do is keep trying to heal through all this nonsense. And that brings me all the way down to just this high potion. There's no gap. Ow. But we managed to basically bull our way through it. Very violently. At a cost of all of our food. No exaggeration, flat out all of it. Our reward? Wall jump. I knew it had to exist. It's a little awkward to use. But functional. We found another zone transition. Where does this go? What? This was a door the whole time? How could anyone have possibly known that? Well, it doesn't matter. Bird, go! These enemies are much weaker. You can feast on these guys. If you only attacked more quickly. I think the bird now genuinely does do more. No, he does equal damage to me. We're both at 30. So we have now farmed up this bird to the point where he's basically a free hit from my own weapons. Bird missed. Crippling. Get him, bird. He's useless. Get him. Now, is there anywhere in this zone where I could have used wall jump? This was a long jump, so not there. I think that's a long jump too? Yes, that's a very long jump. But we do have something. At the bottom of this second shaft, that gap in that room to the right. Was it here? It was exactly here. Also, I can technically jump back up this shaft now, but it's a lot of work. And also, because I don't respect this area, we can go back to Broadsword and just absolutely smash things. Officer's Sword. Well, what are you? 39 damage. Up from Pernak, up from Cutlass. With the fast speed that we like from the Cutlass. Excellent. It doesn't have incredible range or anything, but it does what we need it to. Alright, now the fastest way out is to just continue on through this area. Oh yeah. We're tearing through stuff now. Get him, bird. Why is this jump so weirdly difficult when it really doesn't need to be? Oh, bird didn't kill him. His health is somewhere between 30 and 39. This is just an old boss room, but a save point is a save point. Alright, so now that we can wall jump, what's open to us here? Maybe this upper area. Maybe this upper area. Maybe this over here, though I kind of doubt it. I don't know if that... No, that dot is a weirdly useless room that I don't know how to do anything in. So it's not that. And it's not this upper area above this, the fast travel, because that's the Demands a Feather room. So where are we going? Fastest route to everything useful is not here. Of all the fast travel points I had available, this is the wrongest one. This is one of the ones I wanted. Got a peek straight up above here. And there is nothing. Well, at least we filled out that tile. I guess now we can also go right. and refresh ourselves on what's necessary to be over here. Another kill for Bird. This could be another kill for Bird if he just actually go on the attack. There he goes. Alright, so we go down here. No, we don't go down here. I misread the map again. I keep misinterpreting this point. You know, between the bottom left room here and between the top left room and the next zone as being connected, and they're not. So to get to where I'm trying to be, I have to fall back down to the bad idea zone. Okay, so spinning shield not entirely useless. Just mostly. Its damage is abysmal and it's saved only by being multi-hit. Kinda like the Molotov. Okay, well, I am curious about possible gaps in the walls. I'm not curious enough to slide down the entire wall at a snail's pace. Another racer, already have it. Fleshy chunk. Get him, Bird, he's all yours. Good Bird. Can I cheese this a bit by doing that? Yes, except now I'm going the wrong way. But I can now do this, which is what I needed to do the whole time. Hello, you look suspicious. Very shifty. You are Jinx. You're on the list. A bounty hunter. Tracking the two thieves. Well, one of them's dead. So I guess I turn in Felix's pocket watch to that guy. Because Felix is definitely dead. And he's one of the thieves. Or was. To put it as dismissively as possible, Felix is now past tense. Just me and my bird. two absolute monsters ripping through an earlier area. Now I need to get out of the bad idea zone. And the way to do that is to go down and around. Excuse me, Snake. I didn't ask for your opinion. The devil bat used to be there. Let's actually take a peek at this room again. And I know there's nothing here. It bothers me that there's a map marker there for nothing. Usually when there's a map marker somewhere, I can do something about it. Apparently not this time. Oh. I got a little messed up by my parkour skills there. It's not always advantageous to trigger... Okay, that's where Felix died. It's not always advantageous to trigger the climbing gear jump in areas that weren't designed for it. Fortunately, I think I could turn it off if it was really that much of a problem. Oh, that's not what I want to see. Don't hit that button. Oh, I can't turn these off. Climbing gear is forever. Gonna have to be compensating for that for a long time to come then. Well, what I need to do right now is go pop up above, because we've rescued some people. And I still have an antidote recipe that we still haven't turned in. Hey. Found Jinx. We also found Cade. And keep looking. That leaves Princess, Rupert, and Grant. Cade, what have you lost down there? Everyone has. Venison. I had venison, and I think I ate it. Four cuts of venison. Do I have that, or did I eat it? Would that even be here? I mean, surely I wouldn't be able to eat a quest item. Anyway, you can have the antidote recipe to make a cure poison potion. Not that I have ever been poisoned. Also, it's pretty pricey. where's this Jinx guy? There you are. He's the one with the guitar. I mean, Felix is bones now, so... Okay, so he won't take just the pocket watch. I also need to find whatever falls off of Drake. Also, I have some coins to play around with. I have no idea what's good to stop on here. Lanterns? 7, probably. But the 7 flashes for like a single frame. Getting it though. 500 gold for hitting the 777. That is better than the lanterns. Ooh, missed it by 1. $250 for the bars. And we failed it. Still, being up 750 gold is a pretty good place to be. I certainly could buy a whole bunch of carrots just to have some low-level healing around. I can make this sword, though. Costs me nothing to do so. And it wouldn't even be good to do so. The officer's sword is better. So, I guess sell the silver bars? I mean, silver helm would be nice, but bird. What do we spend our ridiculous amount of money on? From the look of things, not much. Oh, there's a lot to like about this medallion belt. I can take a slight strength penalty for a whole bunch of other benefits. And I would not mind another warp scroll. Just in case the worst happens. So, I like the jade ring for luck. It won't let me equip a second jade ring. Didn't know that. Oh, because this is the second jade ring. So I have 2 jade rings, 2 leather bracers. I can sell one of each. I can also sell the heart ring, because it's just useless. Not buy, sell. Second jade ring. The heart ring. Honestly, both fox masks. Yes, a point of luck, but at the same time, not a lot else to like. Well, actually I can sell one of them. in the event that I want a ton of luck for some reason, we'll have one. Monk's Robe. Huge defense cut. No good to me. And the silver ring is not even worth selling. It's all bad. Well, I guess I really do like the 20 gold more than I like it clogging up my inventory. Onyx ring could be magically strong, but that's pretty pricey. Silver crown, also magic based, but again, hat slot, bird. Hand axe is worse, bronze armor we found. It's what I'm wearing. Push dagger, worse. Also probably brass knuckle equivalent. Brass helm, but again, bird. Silver armor. Straight upgrades. Expensive, though. Why can't I commission you to craft silver armor? You'll craft mail out of everything else, and I have silver. And then there's the scale helm, which is not looking that impressive anymore. And certainly not for the price. Here. Would you like my It's 20 apiece for the silver. A total of 100 for 5 ingots of silver. Wow. Why don't you instead make me a silver sword, and surely this will sell for more than 100. 400. There you go. What else can we chuck? The extra leather bracer. It's always harder to sell weapons and accessories. Longsword and cutlass are simply outclassed now, significantly, by the officer's sword. The curved knife was never going to be good. I still like the broadsword and leather whip for their attack patterns. The Pernock is simply outclassed by the officer's sword in every way. And the magic brass knuckles are useless. Chainmail, outclassed by the bronze we're wearing. Bronze helm, I could sell it, but a time may come where we need it, and the magic chain hood could give us some luck sometime. Also, wasn't there something for 17? Yeah, the silver armor. That'll be a good investment. We sold our way up to an armor upgrade. And now bronze is completely outclassed. We are rockin' and rollin' now. With higher stats in almost every department. Which leads me to wonder what our target currently is. Not in this zone. This is all long jump territory. Catacombs up. Up and left. Right here. I want to see if I can get up there. Which, I'm going to have to guess at which of these tunnels goes there. It's not this one. Got it. And we're here. Wherever here is. Just a box. Gold crown. Well, now the silver crown is completely pointless. That's a lot of stat ups. But, you know, bird. It also completely outclasses the fox mask. And any reason I might want the chain hood. So while I'm not going to be wearing it anytime soon, it does mean I can sell the chain hood and fox mask for cash. Wait a second. I just saw something. There's a bestiary. Well, I'm going to need to take a short pause. When I get back, we can take a browse through the bestiary, and then go looking for other areas that we need to explore. So, I should be back shortly. Alright, rolling back up again. We all know the score. Some things refuse to wait. There's just nothing to be done about it. Now, about this bestiary, what have we discovered? Oh, not a lot of info here. Kills, enemy level, its HP value, its XP value, the XP reward, and what it can drop. What it can drop might actually be good information, though. It's a lot of glowworms. Doesn't drop anything. Trolls drop apples and their knife. Gloops drop bandanas and pot pies. Drill trolls drop iron ingots, and we don't know. Okay, so its drop information is not good info. We have to discover the second drop organically before we know what it is. But hey, it only has 20 HP and is worth 8 XP, which means the bird can kill it in one shot. Bats, no drops. Iron ingot and silver ring from the rats. No drops from the cave troll. Good, he was a boss. Rock troll, unknown second drop. We don't even know what this is. I can't even get a picture, so I don't even know what I have to kill 5 more of. Ice gloop drops unknown. Spear kobold, it just has venison. So apparently I need to farm some kobolds to get venison. Wendigo. Don't ask me why I say it like that. It's a long story. Kill 1 more of unknown foe. Spectre, no drops. Brass knuckles and who knows from zombies. Iron ingot and who knows from cobras. Kill 4 more unknown foe. Nothing from flies. 1 more unknown foe. Nothing from spiders. Whites, unknown drops. This is a whole lot of useless. I guess I could farm food out of the meat man. Mummies have bread. How? Why? Necromancer. I only really know where 2 of these guys are, and they are too annoying to bother farming. That was a boss. 6 more unknowns. Tree crawlers have nothing. 11 more unknowns. Silver ingots from walking plants. Don't know what mushrooms drop. And then we're getting into more and more unknown territory. That was a mini-boss, I assume. Titan boss, 1200 XP. Yeah, that was a problem. And now we know nothing else. But I suppose what I have learned is that I can farm some kobolds. Yeah, he was a boss. So that only happens once. It was like fighting a bad Dr. Robotnik. He flew around the top of the screen, dropping fireballs that set the ground on fire, and now that the ground is on fire, and he's hovering right over your head, he's going to ground smash you. How do you escape? It's a very tight jump to get out of there. Then he had 2 or 3 different patterns of projectiles from his eyes that had very narrow gaps in them. Still don't know what I was supposed to do about that. What I'm going to find out right now is what that dot is at the bottom of the shaft here. Yeah, don't worry about that. It will end up on YouTube as everything else does. You know, links below the main pane. I forgot about this slide area. Book of Incantations. We want that back in town. Alright, where else can we go here? I think that's essentially it for the catacombs. There's this unknown door from this top right room here, but that requires some kind of magic feather, so I don't know what that's about. And then there's this dot in that room there, just a knight's move away from the red room. And that room, as far as I can tell, is nothing. There's nothing to interact with in there. So it's just some kind of mystery. Nice try, zombie. Alright, enough with this speedy little flies. They only deal 1 damage, but god, that's irritating. This is where we're going. And from here we can get to... where? No, really, where do we even go now? Maybe all the way down here? That might have been a wall jump section. In fact, I think it was. That's the trouble with this game. There's no way to leave notes on the map. So you can only see that you haven't been certain places. And there's no way to know why. Some of that's expected, you know, Metroidvania and backtracking go together like peanut butter and more peanut butter. That's just the way it works. But I'd at least like to know why I was blocked from certain spaces, so I don't go back to an area for the wrong reason. Deck of cards. Hey, somebody wants that back in town too. Okay, that'll take us back to the catacombs, which doesn't do us any good in that location. That's this rightmost exit pointing to a leaf. So I can go left from here and try to go up in this room and see what happens. It's also theoretically possible that I could advance in the keep zone now. Because there was an area that looked kind of wall jumpy. Good job, bird. Good job again, bird. Oh, I did not do the jump correctly. Fell right off the vine. No, set marker just sets a single flashing marker. There's no texts, no notes. It just allows me to set my own dot where I am currently standing. And that's it. The best you could possibly do with it is bookmark somewhere you were forced to leave off before returning to town. Least useful marker in any map. Oh hey, these things only dealt 1 damage to me. Our armor upgrades did help. Where are we going? Up from here. This is apparently something I could have done the whole time, and just didn't. Good work, bird. Give him a 4. There. Kill for the bird. Here's another case of I can't get there because we turned the valves and lowered the water. Raised the water? Made water happen. The water has water and now we're stuck. Falchion. Enchanted too. It gains luck, loses some damage, gains hit points. If it has a good attack swing, I will happily lose the 7 damage. That's pretty much the same. Still, being the same is not a step down. I will take the luck. At least until it's proven that luck is bad. Hey, did I not check the right side of that room at all? Steady. Mushroom. Oh yeah, I didn't really check the right side of this room at all, because there was a water problem. And I can't get there with vines. It's just problems are gonna problem. Alright, so then what's our next stop? This whole lower section of the garden is fine. There is a dot up there by the other catacomb exit. Might be faster to go back to the catacombs to check that out. And there's this little doorway in the bottom of that square room, but that's blocked off by water, so I can't get there. And then there's the upper half of this room, near the mines entrance. So it looks like my best move is to get back to the fast travel sections. Will you stop planting those? Another mushroom. say hello to what our luck stat is definitely doing. Get off the ceiling. Weird mandrake fairy. Don't know what she is. I don't think. Yeah, she wasn't in the bestiary. It was anyone's guess as to what she's actually called. Maybe we should farm a few more of them and find out. Because I've only really seen them here. And there's 2 of them here. Pardon me. I don't know how many it takes to unlock the bestiary entry, because I don't know which entry she is. But 2 per pass through this room is pretty good economy. Nymph. I shouldn't even really look at the entry, it won't tell me anything. If she has drops that I don't already know about, then they won't be there. And money doesn't count as a potential enemy drop. It's disconnected from the drop system. Alright, this is our fast travel room. Which means we go to Catacombs, find out how to get that dot. And then we go to Mines, and find out how to get that other room. Mines access is over here. Oh. This is the one that's annoying. Or is it? Yeah, this is the one that's annoying to get to. Because I have to go through this whole section where I found the climbing gloves. Since backtracking is not possible. At least it's easy. And now we get to see what that dot is in the upper left of this room. Maybe. Maybe it's still unreachable. It is that. Well, how do I get that there? With wall jumping. Simple as a little money, a few gemstones, dot cleared. So I could go all the way to the left through this whole map area, or we can just go back to our fast travel, teleport to the mines, and then use the mines entrance to the gardens. And considering the gardens is very Indiana Jonesy, whereas the mines are the earliest area in the game, why force ourselves to do anything harder than necessary? And this is why we couldn't just back. Actually, maybe. No, that's still too much jump. That's why we couldn't just backtrack and had to go through the whole section to get to that garden entrance. Because that jump is simply too high. Now, to the mines. While we're here, save. And we are looking for the leftmost teleporter. Not this one. The upper leftmost teleporter. Hey bird, get him. Good bird. I didn't see that bad. Okay, the gas hazard down below here must do percentage-based damage. It started out doing 3, then I noticed it doing 5. Now it's at 7. Alright, now we're here. So I want to try and go up in this room, which is just the boss room, so there's nothing here. So now I know. I guess that means the gardens are functionally done. No, not quite. I see one more gap. Instead of fast traveling, I am going to go back through everything. We're stronger now. I can afford to collect some more kills. Especially on these frogs. I know I don't have enough of the frogs. Probably not on this bee either. Also, level for me. Nice. This thing is not in the bestiary. Whatever this bouncy Blanca monster is. Ah! Could not dodge. I don't really want to farm up the bounce monkeys. We'll find more organically. It'll be less of a problem that way. I don't have to care about that guy. He's in the wrong direction. cut down the Death Bee. Bouncy sloth looking thing. These guys I have the entry for, but not what their drops are. This is why I can't go down left in this room. Because it's kinda wet. And I can't swim down. Okay, so my target here was to go down and then into the first room on the left that's possible to enter. Oh, I can't get over there because that's a really long jump. I guess that's all we can do here. Which means it's time to return to the keep and see how much progress wall jump can give us. After we make a delivery in town. So I've got cards for you. Wait. So I can play cards against him for tokens, and then use tokens in the slot machine behind him? That's all this is? Money farming? Oh boy. This isn't even really a game. I mean, it's technically a form of game. But it barely counts. Hooray, a token. That I can then roll for money. Missed it. The other thing I found recently was the Book of Incantations. Oh no, gemstones are magic, that's why we have them. Okay, so we can upgrade spells with gems. I really use Boomerang most often, because it's multi-hit, so any upgrades to its damage are multiplicative. Molotov's a good one too. If I could upgrade the damage of the passive fire on the floor, that'd be really nice. That is all that these gems are worth. Spell XP. I was hoping I could enchant my equipment. Molotov is up. It'll take 1,000 points to up it again. I don't think I have the gems for another 1,000. Then again, my head math is not the greatest. 400, 600. There's a lot here. I could sapphire it up to 3. Yeah, Molotov has a lot going for it. In terms of the direction and arc it attacks in. No good against flying things, but ground enemies or just having the high ground. Or jumping right. Okay, 2 levels is max. Good to know. Maybe I can squeeze some boomerang in. $400, $550, $600, $650, and that's everything. We'll hold off. Now what have I done about this? Boomerang is now shiny, bigger, and goes further. Well, that's worth it, I guess. And my maxed out Molotovs don't look all that different. I guess the fire is taller? But I'm not going to know how much better it is until we see some damage numbers. Alright, time to get into the keep at last. Go on, swing. Then I cut you. Burn! Didn't see a lot to get excited about there. We had some good damage passing through and was up to 4 damage for the persistent fire. Up from 3. So not a lot. Probably not worth the gems we spent. Okay, this goes back to the catacombs. Why did... oh. This comes from the catacombs. But... from where? Oh, probably from the feather. Because there's nowhere else it could be. Alright, we'll figure that out later, somehow. Portrait of the Queen... Now I can do this, and bypass a lot of this nonsense. Hello. This is now a very suspicious save point. It suggests to me there's something big in here that I couldn't reach before. Well, there's some kind of spider on the ceiling. That is very quick and annoying. Oh, great. There's a tie you up and have the button mash mechanic. That's just what I needed. Whoa! Oh, I see what's happening. The little fireballs that jump away from the explosion also do damage. Ritual wristlet. Well, that's good for a lot of things, but not my luck. I lose a bit of defense by doing it this way. Maybe I should honestly stop focusing so hard on luck and actually give myself some decent stats, because we are now in a much more dangerous area. That still doesn't mean gold crown, because if we equip gold crown, I lose the bird. And the bird is up to level 17. He's doing some work. Oh, lovely. We have death spikes in a jumping section. Wait, iron armor? I'm struggling to comprehend. Maybe if I hadn't bought the silver, this would be worth something. But now, I'm gonna sell it. That's all it's good for. Boinky, boinky, boinky. This is some kind of shrine. Oh, and we have a secret. What is in this secret area? Enemies, perhaps? MP up. Every one of these secrets seems to have an MP up. Vomitous tar skulls. And bone archers, which aren't really much of a threat. You look like a threat. Ow. Got her, though. Fortuitous level up to the rescue. Gold helm. Is that better than the gold crown? Do I even care? I don't think that's as good as the gold crown. We'll equip the helm. It's more defense than the crown, but everything else, the crown is better. So I guess I can sell the gold helm, because again, bird hat. My little birdie friend is too useful. Okay, stop twitching into me, you weird skeletal archer. I have this thing again. Ow. Got it though. Took less damage than last time. And that is the secret area. Now I have an XP buff, and we can go right and explore further. Past this little impy thing. Come on, impy thing, come and get out. Don't stand in the tar. A little weird puppet. I'll just clip his strings. Anything over here? Nope, nothing in the walls. Burn the cube! Burn the cube! Oh, that's devastating if you hit something big enough. The Molotov upgrade is doing work. That is indeed a gelatinous cube. And we have heavy armor with really wide-ranging attacks. Thank you, backstep. Okay, that's a no-go. It's one way from the other direction. Ah, finally. I bring the rate out. I can't make that jump with him kicking me in the head. Don't know whether I want to go left or right here. Well, I definitely wanted to go left. Knight sword. Do I care? No. It's worse than the officer sword. Maybe it has a smidge of extra reach? I don't think so. Maybe. Hard to tell. If the tip of the sword model is the edge of its reach, then yeah, the knight sword had extra reach. But if the tip of the flamey woof particle is... Whoa. This is mean. I can't get that. And I need to get my way through these things. Kinda painful. But now I won't have to do that again. I can even go back to the save point, but is that really necessary? Yes. Yes, it is suddenly necessary. Some kind of green gargoyle in my way, I'm saving. Let's get our improved boomerang, since this guy is, again, airborne. Okay, don't go under him. Bad move. He also died very fast. Skelenites that block a lot, especially birds and magic damage. Another gold helm. Still selling those. Don't know what that is, but I saw something that looked like the edge of flapping wings. Should have been counting my strikes. Maybe I can get some good bird XP from these armors. Skeleton! Burn the skeleton! You can't block it if you're standing in it. That makes no sense. Good kill from the bird. Hello again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ow, 6, 7. I'm just gonna stop at 7 for now. Come on, bird. 7 was the right answer. Level for the bird. And a green gargoyle. They have much less health than you'd assume. Or maybe I just do more damage than I assume. Hey! Second fast travel point. Which means save point access. Never underestimate the value of save point access. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get him, bird. He's weak. Take him out. Another level for bird. Boy, if anywhere in the game could be called Berry Cat... But... I was joking. I was joking that this area was very Castlevania. There's an arena here? Three matches before you can call yourself a warrior. And then challenge the Grand Champion in the 4th match. Sure. Bring on match 1. I've got fire. It's a cube. We've killed plenty. Oh, it's more than just the cube. Double little impy thing. Apart from being small, those are simple enough. I've already killed several of these guys. You're new. Whoa. Well, you don't move much. So you can just have some fire. I mean, this guy is the most Castlevania enemy yet. We just straight up have an axe armor. Catch. Gladiator helm. Boy, that's tempting. In fact, I probably should. Because the bird is not doing me very much good here in the arena specifically. It even compares favorably to the gold crown in areas that I care about. So that's even more stuff we can sell. It also helps that it's enchanted. So we have a lot going our way right now. Yes! 2 more matches. Let me just drink that. And now we can take on match 2. It'd be nice if there was a save point closer to here. But we're going for it. Skeleton Spearman. Who is new, but it's not too hard to determine how he attacks. Ow. He deals 40 damage. Gargoyle. We've already killed several of these. This one seems tankier than the others. It didn't matter. Cube! Ow. They're dealing much more damage than they did previously. Oh no. This thing was a problem. I would rather not die here. And I have nothing to eat but the potion. Well, that's what we've got. Come down here where I can hit you. This is like a champion level version of this thing. Gladiator armor. Is that better than our silver? Kinda. But also not really. Well, it only costs 1 point of magic attack and gives us 3 points of physical. So I guess it is a step one. Just not much of one. I'll put my bird hat back on. And not do any more gladiator. Not yet, anyway. Especially not with that red bowl of soup being empty. Nice to know these gargoyles drop gold, though. That's good info. Another heavy axe armor. Oh, they can block too. Get him, bird. take him out. Huh. The black feather. Or a black feather. Well, I think I know where that goes. Just casually dance to this hazard room. Soldier's armlet. I'm really kind of accessoried out here. 1 point of damage up, 1 point of con up. Or if I switch out the medallion belt, 3 points of damage up and I lose 1 of luck. And more magic attack. No. Don't want it. Don't need it. Don't like what it does to me. This is not a secret room. It's... Okay, luck shrine. Time to go on a killing spree. Because I want all the money in the world. What? I can't be faster than that. Okay. We have some kind of bizarre speed challenge going on over there. Battle axe. Fascinating. Is that any good? Well, it's a lot more damage. And it's basically just a lot more damage. Let me guess. Oh yeah, overhand swing profile. We have a new giant club. And a high tonic recipe. And coffee, apparently? Okay. I guess now we go to the right. Despite having so much more punch in our swings, our ability to kill things has slowed down. Because we built out fewer swings per swing. We've now learned all about animated armor. I never did go this way. Because I was afraid of this guy's wings, ironically enough. Now he's dead, more gold for us. Having a slower weapon means being a lot more particular about when I swing. Because things like that can happen. I think the bird got the spider. Where am I now? Don't know. New area. Ow. could not have seen that coming. That's a large, ominous portcullis. What do? Bells? Bells. I have no information about these bells. The Ancient Wizard Ankaro. Bunch of miscellaneous nonsense. Don't know what to do with the bells. Whoops. So all we can do now is head back. And I guess check out what the feather does in the catacombs. Keep beating the hell out of things with our giant axe. Combat belt. Wonder what that does, other than get us killed. You, burn. I'm not dealing with you fairly. You can burn. Just keep burning. Enjoy your fire. I have plenty of it. Is it time to warp scroll? I think it's time to warp scroll. I have 3, and I'm not getting out of here. And that's 1, 2, 3, another 4 rooms, one of which is really big. That I have to cross through to get to the orange or to get to the save point. I'm equidistant from either exit. Let me out of here. Just town portal it up. What's this gold good for? I could gold armor. Marginally more defensive, but I would lose some attack in the process. Gain lots of magic attack, don't really care. Gold hammer. That's gonna be a lot more damage than even the battle axe we just found. Gold ring. Useless. Let's make that hammer. And I can sell off a bunch of useless stuff. Like our silver armor is simply outmoded. Iron armor was outmoded before we even got it. Combat belt. Maybe I could do something with that. But the gold helms are completely useless. My chain hood is now useless. Well, unless I want the luck, I suppose. Wait, I can't sell the gold crown here. Why not? Knight sword is bad. Broadsword has been outstripped by the new stuff we found. Bandana is simply bad. Soldier's armlet is simply bad in a lot of ways. If I wanted the stats of the soldier's armlet, I have better ways to get them. I think you will buy my fox mask and would buy the gold crown if I was willing to sell it. The gold crown is amazing compared to some of the other things. Gladiator helm is a real winner here. So bronze helm goes. Your gold helm goes, bronze helm goes. I think I'm finally ready to get rid of the whip. It's just too weak at this stage. And let's see what that hammer can do. Same speed, same swing rate, simply better than the battle axe. Chain hood is out. Gladiator helm gives more luck, and luck is the only reason I kept it around. We're now up to 3,000 coin. Push dagger's useless. Saber, I think I was already using a while ago. I could get 5 points of defense from the scale helm, but that's over the bird hat, so it's not really a good indicator of where we are. Onyx ring. I was actually considering, because it's got luck, it's got magic. It's probably one of the strongest items currently available for those two stats. But nothing else here is of any real value. What I should really be considering here is farming that venison and buying some potions and food. I don't think I found the last of the flour yet. Now we're on 2 flour. I got a recipe to turn in. Let me just buy some potions. High tonic for MP. I could see Strength Potion having a lot of potential value, so we'll have 2 of those on hand. High Potions heal for 200, which is honestly too much. I'd rather grab a whole bunch of these. And 2 antidotes, just in case something happens later. Did we find someone new I don't remember? No. Alright, back to it. Into the catacombs for black feather business, which is here. Bonk. Death. bunch. Black feather. Oh, and it's dark. And we have more spinning blades to worry about. Not just the one spinning blade either, but many. Nothing like an unseen abattoir to keep you on your toes. Hello, mysterious, eye-flashing, fireballing ghost. 'Cause that's what we need. Ghosts that are barely visible and fire very fast projectiles. Somebody's making gas pockets. We can smash those. And there's no secrets in the walls here. What next? Well, we can go over here. Whoa! I don't know what this thing is. But it's not that scary. I mean, very scary looking. But doesn't do a lot of damage and can't take much. We'll just keep a jumping and a swinging. And 10 damage isn't exactly spooky for something that frightening looking. Another kill for the bird. That's another fireballing spectre thing. Ow. And I jumped on a hand in the floor. Get thee gone, floor hand. I see what's happening. As soon as I set foot on this soft-looking earth, a hand instantly grabs my ankles. So beware of the sandy floor. Oh, it doesn't even have to be sandy floor. There's just no warning. More poison mummies. That's been a while. There's gotta be something up and to the right in this room. There is. There's some kind of... Well, I can't get there, so it doesn't matter. Hello. Hold backdash while falling to glide. Of all the things I could have found, this is definitely the least expected. It means I can maybe go over here. Check. What are you? A zone transition. Ah. This is how we come back from the keep. And this would be better than backtracking all the way through the catacombs, although there is a zone in the catacombs we didn't check. So I found pretty much exactly what I expected. Oh, I see the hand now. It's that little tiny dirt mound. Very hard to see, not just because it's dark. But because it's also very tiny and blends in. Surely I need more kills of that hand thing to get into my bestiary. But the only way to trigger it is to take damage from it, so that's not good design. Bonk. Alright, I never went down he. Why am I stopped? Well, well. Also MP max. So that's very good. We just boosted both of our chief stats by coming down here. And there's something else down here besides. I mean, there was a dot right here. But now there isn't. It must have been that pot, but that pot didn't have anything remarkable in it. Just a bag of money. Ow. Ow. And then left side. Apparently I can't have my feather back. That's fine. Oh there, Mr. Zombie. So having found a means of long jumping, we can finally go all the way back to the mines and grab some of the things we couldn't before. And then start plowing through other areas as well, in like fashion. But that, I think, is going to be an exercise for tomorrow. We've made progress. We've found more gadgets with which to make even more progress. And our magical bird hat is up to level 20. That bird is packing some punch now. That is some really big ups from when he was dealing 8 damage at level 1 when we first found it and assumed it was useless. Sure am glad I let that little level 1 there make me assume that the bird could level. And boy, can it. But further adventures with Bird Hat will be a matter for another time. I'll return tomorrow, same time as ever. This will go straight to YouTube in about 24 hours. Anyway, until then.